Back Road Ministry, the world premiere, Mr. Monty coming back at you live and direct from the Honda CRV studios. Yeah, my wife stole my car again, so she's got me in her CRV. So 9/11 is upon us. 9/11 is tomorrow, and I'm really praying that people have not put their guard down. The 8/11 ritual began on that date. The 8/11 ritual has a lot to do with the 88 Club. If you've been watching sports, the distractions, Antonio Brown, a member of the 88 Club, we're seeing the Alpha and Omega rituals. A lot of rituals right now going on in sports. So not really a big sports guy, but there are some things that I've been doing with sports, a little hobby I have that, I suck at, but still really strengthens my gematria. Plus, it strengthens my mathematics skills. I'm seeing that too. But mastering gematria, mastering the total breakdown of numbers. And that's one thing I've been doing in sports. So this total breakdown. So yesterday we had several rituals. It's going back to what a lot of people have been talking about in the community, especially Yahi's talking about the Bantu and the Super Bantu, the vibration of the 144, the attack of getting the 144. So the Houston-Oakland game, which ended with Houston, of course, beating Oakland by 15 points, was a ritual. And 15, vibrates with 18, 81 or 8. It takes us right back to 8, our infinity number. That's all it does. So when you spell out a word, you find the vibration of that. So, if you are doing, if you do sports betting, stuff like that, and you do want to use gematria, always spell out the word. Spell out the number, I'm sorry. So if you say 15, spell out 15, because 15, when spelled out, vibrates off of whatever that numerology is. That's what people don't understand. That's something I'm learning. But 15 vibrated off of 18. 18, of course, is 8 times 1, which is just 8. 9 times 9. The numerology from yesterday, which is 81. It's all the same stuff. 9 plus 9 is 18. 9 times 9 is 81. It's just a reflection. That's how they play the game with your mind. That's all they do. They like to play a lot of games. So we go back to 8, our infinity number, and go back to time. And remember that Oakland is the place, and San Francisco, out of two places we talking about, really San Francisco, but they're talking about opening in CERN. If you got Amazon Prime, they got the movie on there now, The Last Man in San Francisco, with the same house that's on Roku, the same house that was in the OA in season 2, when the brother went into the house and was able to transport himself to the present. So he went from one dimension to another dimension, basically. So he traveled inside the dimensions, something that they were messing with and have been messing with in a lot of Netflix shows, this going from one dimension to another dimension. So same time, so we say the same time period, different universe. So Spider-Man the multiverse was about the Spider-Man of color going opening up the portal, or Mr. You had the evil, the Kingpin opening up the portal and allowing the multiverse to open. So a lot of this messing around with portals, and that's what we're talking about, this ceremony to open these portals. So when the war kicks off, they can either get the hell out of here or open the portal and let some up through there. But that's what we're talking about, this opening up of portals. And Oakland, San Francisco is the area where we think the big ritual is going to take place. And we're looking at tomorrow. I'm definitely looking at tomorrow for something to take place. A lot of people are going to sleep right now, but this is what they do. They hit you with the sports. They hit you with the sports hard to kind of distract you. Take your mind off of 9/11, lull you to sleep. You're not paying attention, but I'm going to tell you right now, continue to pay attention, especially tomorrow. Be paying attention to everything that goes on today, and be paying attention in the Oakland area for everything that goes on tomorrow, because that Oakland Astro game was a total ritual for 144. Both teams, the winner and the loser, the winning and the loser score both vibrated to 144. I called it. Another caller called it. Zach was looking at it, but he doesn't understand the ritual of the 144. And that's what I'm saying. When you go into the rabbit hole, you got to expand further than the things that's right in front of you, because there's a lot more into this. The ritual of the 144 is coming after people of color who can absorb this power, absorb this radiation when the time comes. We're talking about a spiritual war. That's what Yahi talks about. We go into the spiritual and celestial war. This is stuff that's been talked about since 92. This is not really new information. This is old stuff. This stuff that Dr. York was talking about. Remember, they made Dr. York refute everything he was saying? Dr. York was the first person back in 92. I remember this. I was at Alabama State. I was in Montgomery at the time. With the community down there, when Dr. York had said that people with Muslim names need to change their names, because soon they're going to start coming after anybody with a Muslim name. He had put this out a long time ago. So this idea of celestial warfare is old. He's been talking about this for a long time, the idea of the 144. And now we're in the presence of this time of them going after this 144. In that game yesterday, Oakland was attacked. Oakland lost 15-0. So we're talking about 15-5, the number of balance, and them attacking Oakland yesterday. So I'm looking at Oakland to be in the playoffs this year. And not only be in the playoffs, I'm looking at Oakland to be in that World Series this year, based upon what might take place in Oakland. And I'm really looking at tomorrow as being that situation. So once again, be on the watch. I'm really, really adamant about people not getting on that bridge. I'm really adamant about people not getting on that bridge. I just have the same concerns, and I'm not going to stop those concerns. Continue to watch any suspicious activity, anybody doing any work around the bridge that seems to be strange, or any work that's been going on since 8/11. We need to watch. So, you know, I'd play sick tomorrow. Honestly, I'd play sick. I say, hey, you know, I got the cold due to cough. I can't come to work. Just to be the safe, because I think my brothers and sisters in Oakland are going to be the targets out here. And just that something that's going to get the war started. I see Trump had an article today talking about the people from the Bahamas and gangs from the Bahamas coming to America following the hurricane. Let me say this, and I'm going to say this shit to any idiot who looks at a story like that and believes it. If you've ever been to the Bahamas, if you know people from the Bahamas, one thing you know about people from the Bahamas is this. Nassau, biggest city in Bahamas. A lot of people come out of Nassau, and usually they come out of Nassau to come to college. I got a lot of friends who went to Tuskegee from the Bahamas. Ain't no banging going on in the Bahamas. Most of them is hustlers. Most of them guys know how to make money because it's a tourist place. They learn how to make money at a very young age. Great swimmers too. Them marks can swim their butts off in the Bahamas. But ain't no gangs coming out of the Bahamas. That ain't the spot for that. That's not the spot for that. Most of the people in the Bahamas that I've met have been very intellectual people, very intelligent, very driven when it comes to business. But outside of that, no. So for Trump to put that type of article in there, you know that's already pushing and fueling this racial tension. And that's been this whole Trump presidency. They just keep making him come out with the racial tension stories. And I tell my brothers and sisters, I tell Caucasians, don't eat this stuff up. They just want us to fight and kill each other. That's the distraction. We're the distraction so they can get the fuck out of here. Remember, they don't give a fuck about you. If you're poor or so-called middle class or not on the levels that they're on, they don't care about you. They can care less about your butt. If they can leave you here to die, they will. They will leave your butt right here to die. They can care less about you. So, you know, we got to realize that they use everything in their means to distract us so they can do their ultimate stuff. So 9/11 is here. 9/11 is finally here. The ultimate distractions is sports. But yesterday, they gave up their intentions with that 144 game. And like I said, I had a sucky day, but my hobby brought up that 144 game. And a lot of people called it that, hey, this game is laced with 144. They got a game today where 144 comes into question. So I'm kind of leery of it, but at the same time, it's the ritual. And I understand that now 9/11 is among us. Why would you have this massive 144 ritual? So, and then you saw the Black Superman ritual with all the black quarterbacks playing like at these phenomenal paces, except for Cam. They made Cam kind of sell out, but everybody else played at these great heights, Lamar Jackson. But we talk about Black Superman, going back to the Hobbs and Shaw movie with Black Superman, Super Bantu. That's where we at, the time of Super Bantu. The time of the Black Superman is upon us. So they got to find these Black Superman, and they feel that opening up this area in Oakland, and I think that's a fear that the area in Oakland has got something in that area that they got to get rid of. So let's just be on the watch. We're talking about nuclear war coming. All this stuff is real. It's here. It's upon us. I live and float. I tell people, I live in this reality floating at this time. But I'm going to come out of this reality. And when I come out of this reality, I'm going to be in warfare mode, because that's the mode I have to be in to survive. So you got to get your mind ready for everything you see is just a temporary reality right now. It's going to be a new reality in a matter of seconds. And you got to be ready for that new reality. You got to come out of this fiction that you're in right now, because there's a real reality coming, and we have to educate our children on the new real reality. So preparing for warfare, preparing for anything the devil throws at you, not believing the lies and deceptions of fake prophets. That's one thing we have to really work on. Mr. Markley, Back Row Ministry, peace.